Hey, welcome everyone. This is Johnathan Correia, one of the family nurse practitioners at Shaw's Organic, providing a little insight into your choice of botulinum toxins and understanding the impact and why would you use one versus the other on folks and suggestions. These are all botulinum toxin. You'll see different strains of them, different time periods of development, but they are all botulinum toxin. Everyone's familiar with the granddaddy, Botox. We understand its dispersion rate, and which is important. So when you're injecting small muscles, you want the dispersion rate to be very, very tight. So about that of a dime, especially when you're coming in here into the glabella region, because you can get what we call ptosis, where you drop the eyelid if you're not very good at, or create a Spock eyebrow. No one loves that effect. So using toxins that have a very tight dispersion window certainly helps folks like me. Next we have Xeomin. Xeomin is great for younger folks, our Botox babies, if you will. In folks who are my age, it tends to burn off a lot faster. So we were looking at, on average, hoping for 3 to 4 months effect. Folks who have been using Botox for a while may not get as much of a lasting effect with this. Botox babies do very well. Certainly would use that. Naboto is an interesting one. So it's marketed in the US under two names, Naboto and Jeuveau. Originally developed by a European manufacturer, sold through South Korea, becoming one of their top brands, and then now sold in the US, both FDA cleared. You'll see two labels for the same botulinum toxin, Jeuveau and Naboto. Have less impurities than Botox, and seem to have a similar effect, similar dispersion rates, that kind of thing. So very good. Using it myself, works great. Letybo is one of the newer ones, and in fact, again, FDA approved, sold here in the US, doing quite well. I really like this one. And put that front and center. It was the #1 botulinum toxin in South Korea for the last 8 years. So those who like to follow Korean beauty care, it was #1. I love it. It has an even tighter dispersion rate than Botox. And so very precise, lets me hit small muscles. I can predict the effect, a much lower risk of dropping eyebrows, etc. In terms of length of effect, in a head-to-head with Botox at the 4-month mark, I believe Botox customers on average had a 28% retention of the effect, and Letybo was 35% or more. So very similar. Letybo may have a slight edge in length of holding that toxin. Again, something that we love here and can use. In comparison, just one other thing we hear about Dysport. Dysport is not one of my favorites to use, simply because its dispersion rate, if you think about Letybo and Botox being closer to the size of a dime, so when I inject, it's only going to go in the diameter of a dime. Letybo, or Dysport rather, will have a dispersion rate at about 1/4. So a much larger dispersion rate, a much greater risk of running into other muscles, especially a lot of the smaller ones around the eyes. So again, not one of my favorites. It's used pretty commonly, but I prefer ones like Letybo that are going to be very tight. I know where I'm going, I know the muscle I'm hitting, and that's the muscle that will be frozen. So hope this helps. Please come by. We will walk through any questions you have in person, but I wanted to hit up some of the common ones that we get while we're here with you today. Thank you.